2 months since was picked by the military and detained in Makindye Barracks, former Inspector General of Police Kayihura has finally been charged in the army court-martial. The nature of the offences leave little room for his ever being reconciled with or rehabilitated by President Museveni. New Vision TV looks at some of the implications of charging Kayihura, the man whom President Museveni severally praised as a good cadre of the national resistance movement. Although General Kayihura was arrested on June 13th, he was not produced in court within 2 days by June 15th, as required by the law. Instead, the army, which arrested him, opted for semantics, saying that he had just been called to Kampala by the CDF, which is not the same as being arrested. It has taken the prosecution some 73 days to produce him in court. Kayihura's lawyers told the public that he had stopped them from applying for habeas corpus to have him produced in court, saying that he preferred the army leadership to investigate fully and establish his innocence. But 2.5 months of investigation has instead convinced the army that Uganda's longest-serving Inspector General of Police committed grave offences for which he must be tried. While in detention, Kayihura instructed his lawyers to protest to the public over what he called calculated leakages by security agencies to implicate him in the media. These included allusions to involvement of the murder of Assistant Inspector General of Police Andrew Felix Kawesi. When the charges were finally read to Kayihura, 2 of them were over the support for the militia-like Border 2010 and equipping them with government guns, which is called failure to protect war materials. In the court-martial, he can get death sentence for these. The third offense, which is triable in the normal courts and would earn him several years in prison if found guilty, is over the forceful repatriation of Rwandan refugees, for which his former assistants like Nixon Agasire are already charged. Charging Kayihura with offences that can fetch him a death sentence comes 2.5 years since President Museveni started losing confidence in him. This was stated by government spokesman Ofono Opondo soon after the general was dropped from the police job. Ofono had then explained that Museveni had, however, decided to give Kayihura a chance to shape up, which he failed to do. During the vigil of slain IGP Kawesi in Kulambilo suburb of Kampala, Museveni publicly warned Kayihura about police being infiltrated and directed him to clean up. He even renewed his contract ahead of its expiry to allow him the confidence to clean up the force. Instead, matters became worse, with self-confessed murders of the Kifesi gang calling the press to say they were working with the police. However, whatever was going on during the 2 months delay to prosecute Kayihura has not helped him, now making him officially a suspect of abusing national security to the extent of failing to secure sensitive equipment under his care and giving it to criminals makes it virtually impossible for him to ever be entrusted with any responsibility in security, even if he gets acquitted. But the seemingly lesser offense is even more damaging to Kayihura. By charging him with the refoulement of refugees, the government has internationalized his troubles. The international community does not take kindly any abuse of refugees. If found guilty, even if he gets a light sentence for it, it will be difficult for Kayihura to resettle or even travel to other countries. By exposing him to international condemnation, the government of President Museveni seems to have removed any possibility of working with Kayihura again. What is not clear, though, is whether the arraignment of Kayihura will help improve or worsen relations between Kampala and Kigali, since the refugee matter he is accused of is at the center of fouling the relations between the two countries.